Hello class 7, welcome to the physics class once again. In our last class we have done some of the numericals which are related to the volume sums. So today we are going to start with another topic, that is density. So with this video the attachment of the questions related to this topic will be given. So do solve those questions and submit. So let's get started. Now, as per the definition of the volume, we have known what we have known. The definition of volume: the space occupied by a substance or any matter, right? So let's write that. The definition of volume is the space occupied by a substance or an object. So by this definition we can say that if the mass of an object increases or if it remains similar or constant, the volume will tally with it. If the mass gets increased, volume will increase. Mass gets fixed, volume will be fixed. So to know that, we have taken an activity. Okay. So here you can see that this is a balance machine, and where in one plate there is 1 kg of salt taken, and in another balance there is 1 kg iron weight is taken. Okay. So I have mentioned specifically 1 kg because they are having equal mass. Okay. Now by the definition or convention, it should be what? If the mass is equal, they should occupy the similar volume, right? But in a practical sense, this is not happening. As you can see, if this is the salt, it is occupying more space than an iron weight, right? As you can see. So from there, we are watching that it is having this salt, 1 kg of salt is occupying more space than 1 kg of iron weight. Why this is happening? They are having different volume. Okay. Now, if we ask why this kind of thing is happening, from there a conclusion comes, or from there the explanation, we can say that the molecules in the salt is less packed or less closely packed than the particles or molecules within this iron weight. Or inversely, we can say the molecules that are packed within this iron weight are much more compactly packed or closely packed together than the salt, right? So why this is happening? Because the particles in iron is closely packed together than the salt, right? Or in another way we can say that the density of the iron is more than the salt. Now what this density stands for? What this term stands for? Basically, this is a new term and we have to know what about this, what and how this is happening. So density is a term that means the mass per unit volume. Okay. So the mass per unit volume of a substance, we can say. Okay. Now what this unit volume stands for? The mass per unit volume means all the mass are contained within a limited or unit volume, right? So what this unit volume basically stands for to know that, we have to go for another activity. So for this activity, see, for 4 blocks of different things are taken. One block is made up of iron, another aluminium, glass and wood eventually. Okay. Now what is the common between them? They all of the 4 are having in a 1 cubic centimeter volume. Okay. So all the masses are, so this iron are having iron, aluminium, glass, wood, whatever they are having the mass, they are packed together within the volume of 1 cubic centimeter. So we were talking about the unit volume. So unit volume is, unit means 1. Okay. So unit volume, this is the unit volume. Got it? So here equal volume has been taken, just the inverse of the previous activity. And after weighing, then all of these are being weighed. After weighing, it has been seen that iron block is the heaviest and the wood block is the lightest. Now why this is happening? Why? Again we are questioning why. Then we can say that okay, before saying that we have to compare all of this 4. So iron is the greatest, weight of the iron is greatest, then aluminium, then the glass and the least one is the wood. Okay. So here we can, how we are going to explain this phenomena? We can say that the mass of iron is, that is compact or packed within 1 cubic centimeter of volume or unit volume, is more than that of aluminium. Okay, that means the particles of iron is more closely packed in iron than in aluminium, and same thing is happening where the aluminium, the particle of the aluminium is much more closely packed than the glass, and similar thing, similar explanation is when we are comparing the glass with the wood. Okay, so this is the unit volume. When all the particles have been packed within the unit volume, the mass is having different. Okay, so when we are describing density in a more further way, so density is denoted by D, which is equals to, we have already learned about it, that density is equals to mass per unit volume. Okay, per means division. Okay, so mass denoted by M and volume denoted by V, right? So M by V. Here I have written that mass by volume. Now how this density is going to alter, or what are the factors for which the density is going to fluctuate? Fluctuate means you understand, right? They are going to change or increase or decrease sometime. So let's say when the mass increases, because density is directly related to, because it is in the numerator, so it is directly proportional or directly related to mass. So when the mass is increasing, mass is increasing, density is also increasing. Okay. Now when the volume is increasing and the volume, so when the volume is increasing, density will decrease. Okay. So eventually we can say when the mass is decreasing, density is decreasing. When the volume is decreasing, the density will increase. Okay. Then coming to the unit. So we know the importance of unit for every physical quantities. So unit of density in the SI system. SI system, we have already known that this is the most internationally accepted system of unit. So in SI system, density, what can it will be? Mass per volume as it is. So mass in SI system is kilogram, that is kg, right? And volume is meter cube or cubic meter. So we can say that kg per meter cube, or this can again be written as kg meter m to the power minus 3 when we are taking a inverse of m and the power gets negative. Similarly, in the CGS system, that is the centimeter gram second system, here again the density is equals to where gram by cubic centimeter or centimeter cube. Again similarly, gram per centimeter cube or g cm to the power minus 3. Got it? Now there is a relation between, there are very intricate relation between the SI system and CGS system. Okay, so we are going to know about that. Now say that 1 kg per meter cube is equal to, we have to convert this into CGS system. This is the SI one. So 1 kg by meter cube. Meter cube means we can say 1 meter into 1 meter. Okay. Now convert this into gram. 1 kg equals to, I am going to write it down here. 1 kg equals to 1000 gram, right? And 1 meter equals to how many centimeter? 100 centimeter. So here are 100 into 100 into 100 centimeter once again. Okay, so let's cancel it out. Here 2 zeros get cancelled, another 0 get cancelled with this. Okay, from there we get 1 gram by 1000 centimeter cube. Okay, never forget to write the units. Okay, so from there we can say that 1 kg per meter cube is equal to 1 by 1000 gram per centimeter cube. Or again, if we are further converting, we can write 1 gram per centimeter cube is equals to basically 1000 kg per meter cube. So this is the relation between the SI and the CGS system. Okay, measure the density of regular solid and irregular solid. So we know that when we are actually measuring it, like we are measuring in a practical life, other than the units are used after measurement, right? So when we are, what the density of what we measure of any solids, right? So how we are going to find it out? So when in case of regular solid, we know that density is equals to D equals to M by V. Now that means mass and volume. So we can always measure the mass and volume so that we can find the density easily. So for that, in case of regular solid, we are going to use the beam balance to measure the mass. And then the formula for the cuboid, cube, various kind of shapes, there are further different kind of formulas we have already known, or we have learned about it. How to find the volume. So from there we can find the volume of those shapes. So using this, after finding the mass and volume, we can find, by calculating the density, we can find the density of the regular solid. Now talking about the irregular solid, how we are going to find? Similarly, we are going to find the mass by using the beam balance. And then if you remember our volume class, we always do find out the volume of the irregular solid by the displacement method, right? So by using the displacement method again, we are going to find out the volume of the irregular object, and then after calculating this mass and volume, we can find out the density of the irregular solid. So this is it for the density class. The theory is along with the theory in the description box. the questions related to this topic will be attached. Do solve it and submit. So see you in the next class.